Captain Jack Sparrow. That's what you call him in. Captain Jack.
What a pirate.
Captain Jack.
What a pirate.
Shut up, Chris.
Ah, mighty. Captain Jack Sparrow. Hey,
where's the gold?
7:30.
Tell it to you. Do not tell you.
7:30 in the
Where's
morning.
the gold, man?
Listen, it's the compliments of Bickle and GK.
All right, so we had a
Patty.
we had a fatality and 6 seriously injured in a incident in Lomans Bay with a truck running into a crane, which we presume shouldn't have been there.
I am saying compensate. Let me take some.
What happens
comments.
next, Chris?
Let me hear from the public. What should happen next?
Well, Chris,
If we leave it up to me,
Luke said something that upset me.
well, hold on. What happens next,
What
Chris?
about the gold?
Or the being Jack Sparrow. Anyway, what happens next? Ask Chris. Chris is saying that whoever owns that machinery should compensate those that are injured and should compensate the family that lost the loved one.
All right, who determines the compensation?
Well, that would be the police have to do whatever investigations they need to do. And then from there, whatever legal channels they go through, and they do it.
Well, you said something that was a little off-putting. Is that, in the, let's say, a scenario where the person has 7 more years until retirement, that, the company maybe should compensate for that amount of time. What about that I have to go home every day without my dad? If he has a wife, without her husband,
a mother without a son.
Mother without a son.
Who compensates for that?
That's very hard to put into just a salary.
But you can though. You could put it into a monetary sum.
Into figures.
You could try to.
No, I mean insurance companies do it all the time. Compensation courts all the time determine what your life was actually worth to various people.
Right.
So there's mechanisms to do it. Huh?
Right.
I mean, all right, you're not. It's not full compensation, is it? But
no.
They make their best they can
to try to make life more comfortable.
Correct.
Without that person.
So your life should not be worse, at least financially,
without them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I
thought you were just stopping it at that.
No, I'm not. I think there should be, what do they call it? Restitution, I think they call it, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't think it should be, we owed you 3 weeks salary, 3 weeks holiday.
That's disrespectful.
We owed you, what I mean? We owed you 21 days in January, or in this case, 12 days in January.
Mm-hmm.
And, we'll give you a bonus because we liked you.
And because we like him.
That can't be acceptable. And I don't think that the entities involved should really make that decision.
Right.
This should be court legislated. Huh?
Because when I think back to things like CJ Weeks, I mean,
horrible.
What a mess of a situation. I think somebody had said that his mother ended up passed.
His mother died.
Grieved, basically. How do you who do you leave that up to determine?
I think the beauty of a court decision, right? There's a couple of things. One, it should come up with a kind of legal basis for what your compensation is. Mm-hmm. 2, there's an enforcement mechanism. But I think almost as important as any of that is acknowledgement. 1, that I lived, that I was a real person, that I had a real value, I was a real, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And 2, and 2, that the people that were involved in my death accept responsibility.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's an important part
and
of closure.
A big part of it is that a lot of people would prefer that, for instance, when they lose family to tragic situations, that whatever it is fixed so that it doesn't happen to somebody else.
To somebody else, yeah.
So you have things like
the only way you're going to fix this is if there's a penalty against the parties involved.
Right.
I should not be allowed to just take your life and call it accidental.
Yeah. That's it from
That's not accidental. If you haven't serviced that truck, that's not accidental.
Right.
If you left your vehicle in your crane in a place where it shouldn't have been, that is not accidental.
This is why
That's
I
negligence.
said before, the only reason why these things happen is because somebody is a friend of a friend. You have a truck that's supposed to be serviced. Don't go for inspection. Don't get nothing. We have a license sticker on it.
Yeah.
It's in a terrible state where you get a license sticker.
Something has happened there.
Something happened. That just don't happen.
That's a breakdown of process.
So that's why I said somebody's a friend of a friend. You have heavy machinery. You don't have a yard to put it, but guess where it is?
To be fair,
on the side of the road.
You don't even need to be friends anymore. It's the power of a dollar.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Somebody here says he has. I'm guessing this is the victim. He has a child in grammar school.
Wow.
Mansa Charles says, guys, there's a bunch of things that needs changing. Parking on the side of the roads needs to go, especially heavy machinery. Wearing seatbelts should be taken seriously. And those people that loves riding on the back of trucks should also be fined heavily.
We're going to find the police.
Yeah. And that's the problem. When the police do it, then
everybody else
you're basically telling everybody else it's okay.
It's okay. Who's going to find the police?
I don't know, man. You know what I fear in this is going to happen?
It just gets sweep under.
It's just that
it goes
accidents and everybody move on.
Like you said, when you hear investigation, that's just the precursor to we're sorry.
The company or whatever makes a little donation towards the funeral.
Done. And then we're gonna be talking about another situation
NIS
like this.
Pay you what, $500 for your loss?
That would have been
whatever it is. It's not much.
And we'll be talking about this again at some point. Meanwhile, the ignorance continues. That's crazy.
Somebody else says driving in St. Vincent is an extreme sport and it's a disgusting experience. People have no respect for traffic laws. In fact, they seem to be non-existent. Between dodging potholes, pedestrians, cartmen, vehicles parked in places they shouldn't be, and unruly van drivers, it's a miracle we don't have more accidents.
I kind of agree with that.
Agreed.
They're right. They're right.
I kind of agree with that.
You know, when people say if you could drive in Vince, you could drive
anywhere.
It's a compliment, yes, but it's also a bit of a diss.
You gotta have your senses turned on to drive in Vinci because it comes from all angles.
Yeah.
All the traffic branch need to do is jump in one to pick up and just make some rounds in some areas and you will see it. A man fixing a car, up in the road.
But where in the pickup they sit in?
Well, them might not have the wrong vehicle, but who can charge them?
What is this person referring to? But they just build a portfolio. Should be a port. I guess it's a port, and they have all their trailer parked right outside it.
I tell you so.
Wait,
drive on Waterfront Road yet? Remember Waterfront Road when we had the pictures of has 3 lanes?
Mm.
The most outer lane on the left side is now a parking lot for the container beds there.
You're joking.
Which is supposed to be the lane that you take to take the exit road here and to enter the bus terminal, go straight up and to exit onto.
But why would they allow that?
Okay.
I think they might argue that in that space there's a controlled speed limit, which I think there is.
Why are you always making excuses for them?
Controlled by what?
I'm not.
Why are you always making excuses for that? I don't understand.
Imagine, right? Imagine you come on here. And
look. Bailey says here, he got it right.
What?
The government isn't above the law. Why are you making excuses for them?
Anyways, I ain't arguing with Luke. in the situation of a port, there might be a reasonable expectation that containers may be around. Is what my point was going to make. Because Luke, they still come out. I don't know what the situation is.
Why not design an area where you keep them inside?
Anyways, I don't see you in devil's advocate mode. I ain't arguing with you.
You want to change? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, take a call, man. So let me hear from the public. What should happen next? In this case, as it relates to the tragedy that happened, what is it, yesterday? Yesterday. What should happen next? Me again, compensation in full mode.
Well, what should happen next is a full investigation, like a proper one.
Yeah, man.
Like
conducted by who?
You can't go and say, boy, the brakes drop in. Did it really drop in?
But
who determines that?
That's like a tech
exactly.
But that's what I'm saying.
A tech-in.
Yeah, a tech-in.
What does that mean?
Who goes and actually...
Is that the new thing now with a vehicle accident?
The brakes
brakes
dropping.
drop in. What does that even mean?
I don't know. But this is too, and again, like
how,
you said,
how do you know? How do you get a record of when the vehicle was serviced?
you don't.
A lot of mechanics don't actually keep that record.
You don't. All you can say is, okay,
Yeah,
by
but-
Chris and Chris
but-
walking it.
But if you have a big insurance claim against you,
It's easier that you have the record.
It'd be in your interest to keep that record.
But then, let's say I service it myself. Am I qualified for that?
Hold on, we take a call. Morning.
Morning, Chris.
Hey, morning.
We're talking about the company that left the crane, and for sure they have some sort of responsibility. However, if I was the lawyer for that company, I would claim that, well, I live in an environment where this seems to be allowed because I've never seen anybody being penalized for doing this.
Yeah, but
It's
would
a
that
hopeless
stand?
country.
Would that stand up though?
Well,
Because
I don't
if
know
you're
what
saying,
stand up,
if you're
but one
saying,
thing-
if you're saying it seems to be allowed, remember they run into your crane. So all that just seems to be allowed. It wasn't right. That doesn't make it right. So would that
No.
stand up?
Yeah,
Well-
but if the government allows for a spot
If
to
they've
become a
allowed it
dumping
for
ground,
5 years,
that's the thing.
yeah,
That's the thing. So now it is, after a certain time, it becomes practice,
de facto,
accepted
yeah.
practice,
Okay.
right? And that's what it is. This whole country is absolutely lawless, not because there's no laws in the books. There's laws, like they fix these books, but nothing is enforced. So really, if not solely, the government definitely have to be liable for this.
Okay. All right.
Definitely.
All righty. All right.
Yeah, I agree somewhat. Not entirely, but I agree that if the government has taken a blind eye to it, just allowed it,
yeah.
then they have to take some responsibility also.
Like if somebody lives above me on squatting land, right? Which means it didn't go through any planning or anything. Their house crumbles and falls on my house. Who's responsible for that?
It's
Like seriously, like who's responsible for that?
and you've reported it.
Yeah,
Yeah, the government opposite.
should be right.
Bailey says that she is a woman, not a he. Sorry, Bailey. Sorry, Bailey. If I refer to you as male, I apologize.
Oh, Lord.
Lash him again.
Yeah, it's a like that last caller just said. You know, what I mean, there are so much nonsense that's just been allowed to kind of fester because of alliances, because of friendship, because of mediocrity, because of you know what I mean. Everything over the years has become so political that we are afraid to actually make decisions because we think it might cost us a vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And therefore lawlessness, and then as Jag has been saying for some couple of years now, the law then is only really used against those that they wish to penalize.
I could tell about that.
Weaponizing.
Weaponize, yeah.
Weaponizing, yeah, I could tell you about
Because Chris could do it and he could get away with it for
that. No, Chris,
20 years and no problem.
Not Chris.
Bigger Bigs is a good example. You know, they,
Yeah.
they use some dodgy thing about, oh, he's leaking oil and he's gonna damage the water table.
And
Well,
then
first off, he was right on the bottom of a riverbed.
there's nothing below him.
There was nothing below him. Below him was the sea. So
And that's not to
He-
say he could have made adjustments.
he could have made adjustments, but
Yeah.
but from what I understand, it was hardly any, and it wasn't going to contaminate any water table because you were way below it.
somebody's
Right?
asking, good morning, does the same rules apply to the trailers and the flatbed at Stony Ground and elsewhere?
It should do.
It should.
Should.
You need passing when you're
Yeah.
going up there, you know. Once you take Catholic Road and you're going up there, you know.
Horrible.
If you have an emergency and you have to pull, you're dead.
Yeah.
Because you're going under a trailer bed.
Yeah.
We've been saying this for
And
how
that's
long
right,
now?
somebody's already been under the trailer bed.
Yeah. We've been saying this for how long now? I need to target the vans.
You think the NDP going to go after vans?
There's
Suck
gonna
teeth.
happen up this morning.
Heavy stoops.
Yeah, you have to walk the plank, matey. So it came to the compliments of Bickles and the GK Priority Insurance.
Pickles, enjoyment.